Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So the farrier's coming out today, so I'm trying to get like a bunch of things done before they're out, just to prep the field and everything and keep the horses like here instead of their normal like here thing, because I'm not really worried about Dallas doing anything, just from a standpoint of she's just an in-your-pocket richity-roo, but Mushu, when he gets a little stiff, is a little non-compliant. So hopefully, even though it's been a cold day, he's feeling pretty good. So here in about 4 hours, that farrier's coming out, and I'm just trying to get some breakfast in, and I'm gonna show you that because it looks good. So I have 2 duck eggs with homemade sourdough and jam, jelly, jam. I always forget the difference between the two of them. Either way, both are delicious. And some coffee, but I'm not like horrible. And I'm gonna put a very large amount of creamer into this because I used to drink black coffee like every day, multiple times a day. And sometimes that coffee was 3 or 4 days old. You never knew how long it was in the pot, but you just couldn't live without your coffee. But now I'm bougie and I'm going to go get my sugar-free sweet cream creamer because I live life like that. Sit. Good girl. So, I'm not sure if I mentioned it in a video, but Kiwi got into a fight with something in the yard and messed up her face. We're pretty sure it's our local raccoon, and she was put on 2 weeks of antibiotics, and she is just doing lovely because she's such a good girl. But I just kind of wanted to brag on how easy she is. Get down, you know better. How easy it is for her to take pills. So I just kind of wanted to brag on her a bit because she's a good girl. She's a good girl, yes. You're a good girl, aren't you? Oh, he is your good girl. So I swear to God, baby monitors will make your house seem haunted, right? So I'm sitting, having my breakfast, drinking my coffee, and I hear a little girl singing, and I'm like, what the heck? It doesn't sound like my kids. But if any of you have a baby monitor, you know nothing sounds normal on a baby monitor, right? I left the baby monitor on in my room where Sid is, in the basement, and it picked up on her singing something, and it was probably the creepiest thing, and I nearly had a heart attack. So that's how my morning is going. My niece Yachty and multiple of my little siblings have tried to convince me that my house is haunted. I'm not playing that game. Even if my house is haunted, it's not haunted. We're not playing that game because this is a safe house, and I watch way too many horror movies in this house for it to be haunted. I don't need my own horror movie filmed here. So let's not play that game. We're gonna pretend like everything is normal. D&M Transportation brings you D&M Gardening Services. Need your lawn mowed, but not all at once? Contact us and we will have the horses nom it down for you. Excellent. So really quick before the farrier comes, I wanted to hit hoof care, right? So this is Dallas's hoof, and she hasn't been trimmed in about 4 months, which was about right for Ohio, but the climate's a little different here. So this is all new growth, and she needs to be trimmed up a bit. Oh, the grass. So next time we'll probably do 3 instead of 4 months for Dallas because she is growing out a bit. Sue has a different kind of grow out when it comes to his hooves, right? Dallas grows up, and I would assume that if she were to be neglected, her hooves would, I don't even know if they would be clubbed or if they would turn into slippers, but Mushu has a more splayed hoof when his grows out, so I'll go ahead and show you that. Mushu's hooves, they're more splayed. Instead of having that nice up and down, they splay out. So Again, when they were in Ohio, they got their hooves trimmed every about 4 months. Here in Colorado, since the weather's different and it affects their hooves, they're getting a different kind of feed, hay, supplements, and they're actually putting on weight because both of them are rescues. Their hooves are growing at a faster rate, so we will move it to 3 months next time just to ensure that their hoof health is happy. And I keep both of them what's called barefoot, which means we don't put shoes on them. They just have their natural hoof. So, happy horses on grass. All right, so I'm gonna finish this up here. It's the next day, and the farrier visit went it went relatively well. Mushu did great. He held still for the farrier. He had no problem. Dallas, as my farrier so kindly put, still has baby brain and was a little more disrespectful. She was a little twitchy and movie, and she needed a little bit of correction here and there, but for the most part she did good. She stepped on my foot, which was not fun, but other than that she did really well. She has thrush, which is a kind of like fungal bacterial type infection in one of her hooves. It's not too big of a deal yet. It's just the start of it. I picked up some medicine to combat it. It should go away within the it shouldn't be too long. I'll treat it here probably for about a month or two until the farrier comes back, just to see what she says and try to get a feel for how to take care of it, and hopefully it'll just go away with no problem. For the most part, our horses are in a dry lot, so it's not an issue, but you do see thrush more commonly with more damp, wet kind of areas. But other than that, she also did Max's feet, because I learned just recently that goats also need their hooves trimmed every once in a while, so he got him done. Dear Max. Max is an interesting dude. For one, he looks like he's pregnant, but he's cut. He can't breed. But also, he accidentally headbutted the child because the child was too close. She's fine. Nothing happened, other than she was a little surprised by it. But we had to kind of like tackle him and hold him down so she could finish trimming his feet, because he was just not having it. And poor Max. It was actually really funny. But all the animals are doing good well after their trim. I'll have to show you the horse's hooves. They look amazing. Casey did absolutely a wonderful job, and she's going to be out here in 11 weeks to check out their hooves and see how they're growing and make sure they're not too long. So everybody's doing great. But if you got this far, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later on in the week. Bye.